You stand before Hades to be judged, and he is confused by the events of your death. When asked about it, you answer Athena, Aphrodite, and Hera came to me asking whom I thought was the most beautiful. They didn't like my answer. Hades looked at mortal soul standing in front of him and shook his head. Mortal, just what did you do to piss off three of the most powerful goddesses in all creation? The mortal shrugged. I told them the truth. At least, the truth as I saw it. Hades pinched the bridge of his nose. His siblings had a somewhat strained relationship with the concept of truth, subjective or objective. All three want your soul obliterated, or condemned to the worst torments the underworld offers. Given that I'm the one passing judgment, perhaps some context might be in order, Okay, well. You see, apparently they got into an argument and they picked me at random to judge. So they came to me and asked who I thought was the most beautiful. In Tartarus's name, what did you say? I said I thought my wife was the most beautiful. And that angered them? Well, no. Not really. Hera looked like was about to cry, Athena said something about that being a virtuous answer, and Aphrodite just looked smug. I see, then how? They asked what I thought of them, and that where I fucked up. Not that I could help it. You see, Athena has this lasso thing that forces you answer truthfully, and I was still bound by it. In hindsight, I should have just kept my mouth shut, but I told them that while they were indeed beautiful on the outside, their personalities were just. Well, rotten sums it up, but I panicked and went into much more detail than that. Hades sighed, closing his eyes. And that's how you ended up here? Yeah. Pretty much. Those three did not like what I had to tell them. Hades looked down at the folder in his hand, then tossed it onto the desk in front of him with a heavy sigh. Yes, well. Under any other circumstances I'd at least consign you to the Elysium Fields, since you didn't really do anything to deserve punishment. But Zeus apparently got wind of this little contest. The mortal looked alarmed. He's not going to try anything with my wife, is he? Quite probably. At that point there was a loud commotion in the outer office, and as Hades stood up from behind his desk, the doors to his office were flew open and Zeus entered in what could only be described as ballistic manner, bouncing several times upon his godly posterior before coming to a stop up against Hades' desk. Hades leaned over, looking down at the bruised and battered, and not so mighty-looking Zeus, and slowly looked back up at the short, muscular red-haired woman who was striding, nose stalking across his office carpet like a particularly enraged cat. Her small frame radiated divine energy and sheer